The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For the best in vacation plannings, just visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Let them know that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
But are you familiar with Bob Dylan as an artist?
I do notoriously hate Bob Dylan.
Do you really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I think his voice could be like Saddam Hussein bad. Like as far as like Saddam Hussein is just a bad human being.
He's a Jew.
I don't know if Saddam hated Jewish people. He just hated people.
Well,
wait, Bob Dylan was Jewish?
Robert Zimmerman.
Wait a second. Who is Robert Zimmerman?
Are we just throwing out names now? What is happening?
Bob Dylan's real name is Robert Zimmerman.
What?
Total Jew.
What?
Yes.
Oh, now I'm anti-Semitic because I hate Bob Dylan. I hate this now.
No, I started out that way. I really didn't like Bob Dylan.
You started out anti-Semitic?
Well, I'm allowed to be if I have to be in some cases, you know?
Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studios. It's time for the No New Friends podcast. The podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. The good, the bad, and the funny.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime. It's showtime.
Like the guy said, we're the No New Friends podcast, the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Voted #1 by our friends and family. If you'd like to connect with us, all of our social media links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our really sweet merchandise. Join our clubhouse. For as low as $2 a month, you can get exclusive content, be a part of contests, etc., etc. Right now, we are live on the YouTube every Wednesday night at usually about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Wednesday mornings, a group of us go to the parks, the Orlando parks, and we live stream on the TikTok, so make sure you follow us there. My name is Scott. I'm the host. With me, as always, my amazing co-host, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Shout out to Orlando Weekly.
The Jewish American princess, Sarah.
Hello.
Our emotional support gay, Nick.
That was a very long intro.
And our producer, Alex.
Hola!
So, guys, if depression of middle age wasn't bad enough already, something has happened to me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I need to share it with everybody, but I have joined a very exclusive club. And when I say exclusive, I mean three out of the 4 of us on this podcast. But here we go. I gotta take this off real quick. But now I have to officially wear. Oh my
gosh! Look
glasses.
At 4 Eyes over here.
Yeah,
wow.
4 Eyes. What a
Wow!
nerd!
What are those rec
goodness.
specs? What are you
nerd.
going out to weed whack?
I look like Horace Grant in the mid '90s.
Wow, that's a
I don't know who the hell
compliment.
that is.
So I was at a conference last week, and I took a picture.
For what, nerds?
Yeah, it was a conference for nerds. Yeah, I got to figure out the headphones because they're not fitting on my ears right. But I was taking a picture of a presentation, and I couldn't read the words, and I'm like, oh no, it's happened. And I was like, well, my dad was in his mid 40s when he got reading glasses, so I'm like, you know what, I need to go to the eye doctor, and I don't go to the doctor. But
I can tell.
Also, I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. I've always wanted glasses. So I was like, you know what, let me go. And turns out it's the ever so slight prescription. Like one prescription down would just be non-prescription glasses. But they're progressive. So they're for reading, but I've lost 67 pairs of sunglasses just this year alone. So I was like, you know what? I need to get these progressives. That way I don't have to take them off. So like if I look through the top, that's, I can see far away and they're non-prescription, but like the bottom corners, those are my readers. So here we are.
Oh gosh, Scott has readers now.
I got my readers now.
Oh my gosh. Or the anti-Ryan from North Carolina's.
Yeah, right. That's the anti-Ryan. I like that.
Can't read.
I like that a lot.
Yep.
So Chris,
Scott,
this really weird thing happened to me this week. And
got glasses. I know you just
got
told us.
glasses.
Yeah.
right. That was weird too. But I had a nightmare one night.
A nightmare
A nightmare.
that you had to get readers. It was true.
Right. Just full circle. But Nick and Sarah, let me know if this has happened to you. But Chris's baby was in my nightmare.
Oh, you were going to say in my dream for a second.
No.
You quickly corrected yourself.
But Chris's baby was not a normal baby. Chris's baby was like a snake baby. Like it had like, yeah, it like, but with teeth and like Chris's baby tried to eat me. Like it had the teeth and like was, but it was like big teeth. Like, you know, the sandworm in Beetlejuice.
Wait, can you make that noise again?
Yeah. Wait, I gotta close my eyes real quick. Do it one more time. Wow.
It sounds just like the same voice you use on TikTok when you eat the corn.
But you know, like the sandworm
Scott
in
just
Beetlejuice.
edged me.
The sandworm in Beetlejuice with the extra mouth and all the teeth. That was like,
Oh yeah. That
was
my
like
child.
Chris's baby, and Chris's baby was trying to eat me.
Wow, she is teething, so maybe you're like some sort of
It was a premonition.
Nostradamus.
It was a
I think that
premonition.
might be
I don't.
it, yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how this is a nightmare when you were FaceTiming Chris the other night, and the exact same thing happened. Can you call it a nightmare when it actually happened?
Chris's baby trying to eat me?
Yeah.
It is alarming. It is alarming that you're having nightmares of my child.
I know.
Was she cute or was she just?
She was
terrifying?
a snake baby. I don't know.
Snake
Like
baby.
she
She was
looked cute. She looked cute, but then she opened her mouth and had the slithering, tongue that, and then the teeth.
How was the CGI? Was it practical effects like Tim Burton, or was it like CGI? Was it
Maybe
wasn't
more
like
Tim Burton.
Quantumania, right?
Maybe it
All
was
right,
more.
great.
Yeah,
That's
more Tim
awesome.
Burton.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, she's a spooky baby. She gets down with horror movies. We do watch a lot of horror movies together. So I think she'd appreciate that you had a dream, not only that she was a snake baby, but that it was like a practical effect snake baby. You know what I mean? Instead of like a corny CGI.
Yeah.
I would be mad, but I think she'd be happy. Like if she could comprehend this, which one day she will, she's gonna respect this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the horror movies and jump scares that I put her through. I think she's gonna really like that.
Chris, I think what caused this is I was listening to something on the radio, and they were talking about the Vincent Van Gogh or whatever with the face, with the melting face that you turned your baby into. Remember the picture when your baby was crying, like it was a day old.
Scream. Yeah.
This
Van Gogh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think like I heard
It's
someone
racist,
talking about
actually.
that, and I was thinking about you superimposing the baby on that picture, and I think that's what caused the nightmare.
Yeah, do you guys like late at night think about like a Photoshop picture of my child too, or is that just a Scott thing?
Someone was talking about it on the radio.
No.
My child.
Well, first off, who listens to the radio?
That is kind of strange.
I do. I listen to real radio every day.
What are you opposed to fake radio? Or
No, WTKS 104.1.
WTKS, is that a slur? I have no idea what
You've been watching the fake news again too.
you listen to your Trump rallies? I have no idea what that means.
No, but you know what? I was watching it. I was watching this show called Ballers with The Rock. It's
I was watching the same one.
Oh,
wait,
no,
different Ballers.
But it was on from 2015 to 2020. But so many N-words, like every other word was N-word. But like season 2, season 3 was right around the time that Trump got elected. And so you have all these football players talking about Trump. It was a just fascinating little time capsule.
Why'd you have to talk about like the N-word in the show?
Because they
it has
drop
nothing to do.
Chris, they'll play music and just N-word this, N-word that. And I'm like, oh my God, like I have to like turn the volume down. I don't want people to think that I'm listening to things with N-words.
Wow, we're gonna have to clip that. That's gonna be a really good like splice place.
Alex, keep
Tell me you've never listened to hip hop without telling me you've never listened to hip hop.
I don't listen to hip hop.
Scott's like, I love Macklemore.
Scott, I agree with you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I
sir.
Ballers as
actually
well?
have to say that because I don't listen to a lot of hip hop. You know, I'm an oldies kind of gal, but there's one Bob Dylan song specifically that's one of my all-time favorites, and he does use that word, and every time I like
Bob Dylan?
Yeah, well, you know, he's one of the biggest protest writers, and it's actually a
Did he
song
have a
about
pass?
it was a song about a boxer.
So he's allowed to
Actually.
use the N-word?
Well, you have to listen to the song to understand it.
I'm going to, as soon as this episode ends, I'm going to listen to it.
It's a song about I don't remember his real name, but the Hurricane, the boxer.
I assume he's
that
African American?
Yes, and he was falsely accused of a crime and then locked in prison. So it's a song about that because of, you know, the injustice in it all. But he uses the word, and I
With the hard R?
will listen. Nah,
I think it'd be
it's
funnier
borderline.
if it wasn't.
It's
Yeah, was
borderline,
it
but I'll
GA
listen
or
to.
the hard R?
It's borderline. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. You know, it's kind of like it's an older song. It's you
Well,
know,
yeah,
and
it's
it's
okay
Bob
back
Dylan.
then.
Have
Yeah,
you
it was
heard
okay
his
back then.
voice? You know, it's a
Unfortunately,
little
yes.
hard to
Yeah.
decipher some things specifically.
And if it's an
like
old
I said,
song, they were allowed to say that back then. It was fine.
well, nah, I don't think so, and I don't think he was using it, you know, for that reason.
I gotta go listen to the songs. It's just gonna make a lot more sense than this conversation
well,
is
just
now.
just a warning. It's like 8 minutes long, but it's
Whoa.
really well
I
worth
will
it.
probably fast
Wow.
forward.
You know how many times I've listened to Freebird without shame?
That's good. Getting just my Guitar Hero.
I'm just
go-to.
saying. It's like a 9-minute song. Can gauge any car ride by how many Freebirds it is.
You see in chat, North says, "Why do we have to read Huck Finn in school?" That was a white author, but they did not sing the word; they wrote it.
So writing it was okay.
I think so. In narrative, I think singing that. I have to hear the song
Okay.
now.
It's
Can you sing the
one of
Sing
lyrics
it for us.
first?
and no, you can look it up. But
What's the
It's-
song called? Because I don't want to Google this.
Hurricane, Bob
Hurricane.
Dylan. Yes, it's
Hurricane by
literally
Lin-Manuel.
one of the songs that actually tells a story. It's not, you know.
So is it a musical?
No, it's yes, because Bob Dylan is infamous for his musicals.
I don't know. Never heard of him.
Oh no,
You've never heard of Bob
Nick,
Dylan?
We were friends, Nick. We really were.
I listen to Gaga.
All right, so I'm
Britney,
reading the lyrics
Cher.
right now. I'm
Okay,
reading
you
the
gotta
lyrics
go
right now.
down
I'm gonna
towards
read-
that. You
that
gotta
is
like
the
go
hard
3/4 of the
R.
way.
Yep. I'm gonna read
Is
the
it?
paragraph. I'm gonna read the paragraph, and I'm gonna censor the word without reading the rest of this song. And to the black folks, he was just a crazy N-word. No one doubted that he pulled the trigger. Imagine what he rhymed trigger with. And though they did not produce the gun, the DA said he was the one who did the deed, and the all-white jury agreed. I think he probably could have substituted the word.
Listen,
well,
That's
Yeah, but
that's wild.
He wanted to use the
To me.
word trigger. He had to have something.
It's-
Right.
is it not intended to be some kind of quote though?
Mm,
I've
is
never
a
seen a
true-
quote
This is a true
like in a
story.
classroom or anything.
This is a true story.
what year
Yeah,
did that song come out? I mean,
Like 2 years ago.
1975. Yeah, the N word was not.
Is this?
That was, everyday usage.
What, was he trying to bring it back? Like, I don't understand the motive here. It's just wild to me.
It's
So I'm gonna
it's
have to
not
listen to
really
this.
bringing it back in that time, is it? I mean,
So obviously, Bob Dylan was trying to rhyme here. Okay. So what other
Sure.
words could we have used there instead of crazy N
Okay.
and pulled
And to
the,
the black folks, he was just crazy.
okay.
No doubt he pulled the trigger. I think he could have just skipped the rhyme there.
Trigger
I think
and
that
crazy
would have been
doesn't
way
rhyme.
more acceptable.
Well, he could have said trigger and then that would have been more acceptable. Right?
No, actually, I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works. I really don't think that's how it works. Wow.
All right. So Sarah likes songs with the N word in it. Got it.
yeah.
Bob
Sometimes
Dylan, we're
I bring
canceling-
things
we're
up and I
canceling Bob
just
Dylan.
immediately forget it. Like I just want to forget it because I'm like, there's always some way that it ends up with me looking awful.
That's not you. You didn't write the lyrics of this song.
You did not write the lyrics. You just like the song.
But I know every word to the song because
so do you
I
like sing it?
A lot.
Do you sing it like in the shower?
Every word except for that one. I'm telling you, full blast, the whole song. And then I kind of do one of those parent things where I turn it down really fast and I turn it back up.
Like, I don't even want to hear it.
Well, you don't know where I live. I don't want to come off any kind of way.
Oh yeah. That would not go well for you.
That is that's pretty I'm not gonna lie. That is crazy. I feel like this was he did it on purpose. Like I feel like he was like, I'm doing it in a historical sense, but he just wanted to say it.
But are you familiar with Bob Dylan as an artist? Like,
so I do notoriously hate Bob Dylan.
Do you really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I think his voice could be like Saddam Hussein bad. Like as far as like Saddam Hussein is just a bad human being.
He's a Jew.
I don't know if Saddam hated Jewish people. He just hated people.
Well,
wait, Bob Dylan was Jewish?
Robert Zimmerman.
Wait a second. Who is Robert Zimmerman?
Are we just throwing out names now? What is happening?
Bob Dylan's real name is Robert Zimmerman.
What?
Total Jew.
What?
Yes.
Oh, now I'm anti-Semitic because I hate Bob Dylan. I hate this now.
No, I started out that way. I really didn't like Bob Dylan.
You started out anti-Semitic?
Well, I'm allowed to be if I have to be in some cases, you know? But I did start out hating Bob Dylan, and then I started to actually listen to his songs and his lyrics and the things that he talked about. Listen, I just went through all of my vinyls today and organized them all, and I'm like, holy crap, I have so many of his records.
Is Like a Rolling Stone one of his worst songs or best songs?
Well, that's
to you. Like a Rolling Stone.
It's not a favorite of mine. It's not a favorite of mine.
Okay, you know what? Then I'll give him a chance because I think that song's horrible. And by horrible,
there's a lot of songs. Really there's a lot of songs that he did. You know, All Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix.
No, I don't know that one.
No, oh, geez. Well, originally done by Bob Dylan.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Chris, Dane is rolling in his grave right now.
Nails on a Chalkboard was originally done by Bob Dylan.
But okay,
you don't get a flat tire. You don't get a flat tire on the highway. You know, and it's just like the worst sound of that was actually Bob Dylan. It was inspired. That sound was inspired by Bob.
Didn't Bob Dylan die in a car accident?
What? Oh. He's still alive.
Wait, what?
Bob Dylan's still alive? No, he's not.
I just saw him in concert.
No way.
Not too well, I saw him like 8 years ago.
That was Robert Dylan, the tribute artist. That was definitely not Bob Dylan. Are you sure?
See,
I believe you, but I'm just shocked.
I did. No, listen, I remember because I wanted to see him really bad, and then I ended up buying the tickets the night before for like way less, and obviously I'm going to remember that. So I sat like sixth row to see him.
Yeah, he just looks dead.
Right.
Oh, he has for a very long time, but he's still fantastic.
I cannot believe he's still alive. I feel like it's a Mandela effect. I feel like he died. They brought him back. Like someone went back in time.
He got the Nobel Prize Award in 2016 from, spoiler alert, plot twist, Barack Obama.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Orlando Weekly.
No. So, Bob, I really like the use of the N-word. Thank you. Your Nobel Peace Prize.
So somehow that impersonation of Obama was more offensive than him using that word.
Okay, I thought Bob Dylan died in a car accident. Like, wasn't he part of the Brat Pack or the Rat Pack?
Rat Pack?
The Rat Pack. The Rat Pack.
That is not very
what?
Like with Sammy Davis Jr. and
it's and Dean
Frank
Martin
Sinatra.
And Frank Sinatra. No, Bob Dylan doesn't fall under that category at all.
Dean Martin's the one that's dead.
Yeah, super dead. Car crash.
Yes, that's who I was talking about. Dean Martin. I thought this whole time we were talking about Dean Martin.
I don't even know. Oh,
Yeah, like not even like one similarity between the two.
I
Like,
don't-
there's like
yeah, I don't know
12
how you
degrees of
got that
Kevin
mixed
Bacon
up.
between them.
This is a
Take your glasses off.
mind-blowing
You're
day.
making a
for
fool
me.
of yourself. You're not smart. Take those glasses off.
You're an insult to people who wear glasses.
I thought Bob Dylan was racist. You're the racist one against people that wear glasses. Wow, that's this I feel like was worse than reading the lyrics to Don't They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid.
Nothing beats reading the lyrics.
So North in chat, because I was joking when I said Bob Dylan was born in 1910. I believe you. I believe you full-heartedly.
Chris, I wanted to bring up something, and I love the way that you conjugate. But
Oh
also,
my God.
I need you guys to move out of the way. I'm gay.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
I have no clue what the fuck just happened that last segment. So it's time to move forward. We need to talk about back to school. Oh, I get a new. It's got like glitter and everything on here.
I was going to say,
I haven't been able to use this in a long time.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
What?
If you're wondering what we're talking about, if you watch us on YouTube, you have backgrounds and all that. Why is my head so big on it? That's the concern. But we've got backgrounds and cool graphics.
Shiny objects. ADHD just kicked in.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. So, Chris, I love the way you conjugate that song that you wrote was beautiful, and I can't wait to make it go viral.
Oh, I've done
Sounds
here
amazing.
talking about it. I'm sorry about that.
Is that Spank Bank material for you, Nick?
Oh,
Kinda.
wow. I still know all the lyrics, Nick.
Were you 18?
I plead the fifth.
What's legal age in
I
Jersey?
think that was like
Awkward. So I
Don't
want
meet
to
in
talk.
Florida.
We've been talking about the past few weeks about school and back to school. So just want to give you guys a little update on how back to school has gone for us in our household here. So Piper entered the first grade.
Oh,
That's big.
It's a big deal, which she's in a new building this year, but also my niece is at the same school. And my niece just started kindergarten, so it was super exciting for Piper to have our relatives in the same building. She was nervous to make new friends, and Piper's still not making new friends quite yet.
I find that hard to believe, Nick.
We did too.
Piper's like a rock star.
Until we found out that she's kind of like Prison Mike.
oh,
Prison Mike.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with The Office and Prison Mike.
You wear a purple bandana to school.
So apparently we found out from my brother that Piper has not been... She's been a little bossy on the playground.
that
To the
doesn't
point
shock
that-
me at all.
I don't know where she gets this from. She's not a drama queen at all. So we found out that she had been meeting up with our niece at recess to play with her because they're not in the same classes or anything. So they play together. Piper, well, my niece has a friend already in kindergarten, and Piper did not let the friend play with them because she didn't have the right color of t-shirt on that day.
What?
So
She had a gang?
Yes, I was going to say, is this gang activity?
I don't know if it's gang activity. I don't know if she's watched Mean Girls too much to the point that, like, you can't sit with us if you aren't wearing pink on Wednesdays, like, stuff like that. Maybe she's getting it from that. I don't know. But, yeah, so she said that she the friend couldn't play with her because she wasn't wearing the right color clothes that day.
Oh, wow.
Come
I
to find out,
respect
it's basically just Piper being... She's a year older than my niece, so she's kind of the boss, I guess, in their friendship group.
Yeah.
So we feel like she's just kind of claiming ownership or just dominant side of herself, of basically saying that nobody else can play with her except for her, and it goes by her rules.
I like that. I think
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine.
So this is healthy, right, guys? I'm asking you with older kids. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went through it. I had a 10-year-old and older club when I was 8 because my friend was 10 and I didn't want anybody else to hang out with them. So I told everybody that I was 10 so that we had our own exclusive club. So listen, I think that we all go through that, at least us girls in that age. Don't worry. Well, I don't know. I'm only 30. We'll see.
Yeah, it was a surprise, I guess, to hear, but also not. Because like I said, I don't know where she gets it from. It's from me.
Yeah.
Mostly me. A little bit of Sean.
I mean, your segment is literally called Move, I'm Gay. So I wonder where she gets the bossiness from.
You know, she might listen to the podcast sometimes too.
Which is why she doesn't have any friends. She said, Dad, you're on a podcast that says no new friends. So
yeah, it would make sense.
I learned my lesson after the vape episode to not let the girls listen to anything anymore.
So we had a talk with her, and she's now basically making friends by passing out stickers. And now there's a sticker war.
Oh.
Because we gave Piper, she wanted to give stickers to our niece's friend to like basically say, hey, I want to be friends with you too, kind of thing. So we gave her a sheet of stickers, 4 sheets of them. So there's like 20 stickers there. And apparently she gave the sheets out instead of just 1 sticker. So now kids all over the playground are fighting over who gets the sticker. And I'm pretty sure Piper is now the most popular kid because of stickers.
Oh.
So
that's all you got to do, send them stickers.
Yeah. And on top of that, if you saw my stories and watch me, so I've been posting a lot on social media lately and my stories, just kind of talking about my day-to-day life and mental health, trying to basically become more of a mental health advocate. As you guys know, I suffer from ADHD, anxiety, and depression, and now it's bounced off, and Scott is suffering from the same things because of his obsession with hot indie.
Yep.
And
it's anxiety by insertion.
Yeah.
What?
What? Who's good? So I've been posting on my stories and just kind of talked about it today. That my life has been a mess lately. I feel like I'm very far behind on life, to the point that we started pulling out some papers from first grade of her coloring and stuff, just kind of checking in, see how things are going, and also realized that she was nominated as the Rock Star of the Week.
Rock Star of the Week.
Wow. So she's the first one of the school year that gets to be
she's a natural Bob Dylan.
Yeah, so she gets to each day kind of celebrate and bring in rock star moments. I'm just going to get past over that one because that's why we moved, because Bob Dylan's dead to me.
Dead to me? Too.
So each day she was allowed to bring in her favorite book that she could read to class. So today's book was No David, which is kind of similar to Ooh David a little bit from Schitt's Creek. She got to bring in a stuffed animal or something that meant something special to her. And tomorrow we get to write a letter and seal it in an envelope and basically kind of tell our side of the story. So we'll be writing that tonight. Maybe I'll read it to you guys next week.
Can't wait.
It could be entertaining. Who knows how fun we'll make with it. But super excited and proud of her for getting that. I mean, she got sued a month last year, so we're not surprised because she is a rock star. So
that's awesome, Nick.
Even though she's a little bit of a mean girl.
That's fine.
Yeah,
it's got to be. She's got to stand on. She stands on business. I get it.
Yeah. So how was your guys' first weeks? Okay. Not good.
Well,
school didn't start for us up here in New Jersey yet, so
you haven't hit Labor Day yet.
Yeah, and Chris, I did need to discuss the bus situation again because it's still an ongoing issue.
Yeah, let's hear this.
We live 2 minutes from the school, and by 2 minutes, I mean a 2-minute walk to the school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why does she need to be on a bus?
That's your first.
She doesn't have to be on the bus. We could walk her if we want, but for some reason, when they built the school and connected our neighborhood to it, they decided to stop the sidewalk halfway there.
Oh.
So there's no sidewalk. So you have to walk in the street to get to the school.
No, we don't do that.
Clearly clearly a safety issue.
Like literally here in Florida, it's if you live within 2 miles of the school, there's no bus for you.
We live in a really amazing school district that we don't have to
up
pay
here.
school taxes. We apparently don't have to wear seatbelts on buses because that's
Nobody
a thing,
does.
apparently in other states.
It's not a real thing.
We opted for the school bus just because I am also lazy and don't want to walk to school in the wintertime when it's snowing out.
That's why I have a business.
That's fair.
So it's a 2-minute ride to get to school. Today it took her 40 minutes to get home.
Oh
Explain
my
that.
gosh. Explain that. Call the transportation department. That's how I would explain it. No, it sucks.
They're having a bus driver shortage still,
The
unfortunately.
whole country is, yeah.
And Chris, could you come here, please? Just drive.
Sure, and after I do that, I'll help you take your feet to school.
Perfect.
Have you ever thought about expanding, Chris?
Business-wise or Nick-wise?
Yes.
I'll expand them later.
Because, yes.
No, go into Ohio with the business.
Yeah, no,
Well,
not doing that.
He
Not
doesn't
doing
even
that.
work anyway.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
true.
Too much work. Too much work.
You
Way
got-
too much work.
You could have Sean
much
run the Ohio branch.
Oh, that's
But we don't want Sean driving.
that is
Okay.
also
Fair.
that is also
He can't handle that portion.
no. Maybe you can like put the stickers on the vans though or something.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll
figure something
give
out.
him an easy task.
Yeah.
Then we'll give him a sticker for doing a good job.
Just be very clear. One sticker per van, not the
Yes,
entire
yes.
sheet.
He would decorate the whole thing and probably put glitter everywhere. So.
So Nick, before you step aside,
Okay.
and I was not going to talk about this story at all, but when I looked further into it, because I was writing a cliff note about it, because I like to write about news sometimes, it's too good to not talk about. Have you guys heard about the Horney Dolphin in France?
What?
There's a dolphin that is sexually assaulting beachgoers in France. This is not a joke. This is an actual thing. New York Post wrote an article. Swimmers, beware of this loved up and sexually aggressive dolphin. And the reason why we have to talk about it is because the dolphin's name is Nick.
That is perfect.
And can you send me the address for this? For research.
Apparently he's gone on it's been like years, but this year is like worse than ever. But my favorite part of the article is that the last sentence: dolphins are apparently not the only aquatic critters that have the hots for humans. Last month, a study populated that sea snakes attack people too. Nick, I think this article's about you.
Like an eel?
Dolphins named Nick and sea snakes.
A sea snake.
Come on. Come on. So anyway, Horney Dolphin over in France. I yield my time for the Move I'm Gay segment. Just need to bring that up real quick.
Well, I mean, speaking of France, if you want to book your trips to France, just contact me at Sandpiper Vacations, and I'll get you over there. And you can,
If you're not matching with anybody on Grindr or Hinge, whatever, hey, take a trip over to France. The dolphin
we got a
is
dolphin for you.
If you love
That's-
bestiality,
that's
head on
quote-
over to
that's-
France.
That's quote sexually aggressive.
Well, that is all of the gayness and parenting I have. Thanks.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
Just for the people watching on YouTube, so I'm on this New York Post article, and the related article. It says, see also, hapless tourist gets humped by frisky dolphin.
Wow.
It's supposed to be like a common thing. Anyway, if you're into that kind of stuff, look it up. Probably a whole
Interesting.
page for you on Reddit.
So, Sarah, I just happened to notice that I'm looking at a different background today. Like, there's no fridge in the background. There's
So
no
TV on the floor.
TV
I
on
see
the
a
floor.
working
There's
TV.
no
No,
Lewis.
there's a TV up
It's on
on
the
a
wall?
TV stand.
Wait a minute.
on
Wait,
the
we don't
TV
get
stand.
Lewis anymore?
There's-
No, he's sitting next to me.
Whoa!
I
All right.
know.
You guys need
Seems
to remodel.
dangerous.
Hand
already.
check. Hand check. Yeah, remodel. Get a new desk.
Oh, sorry.
So
I
that can
know.
only mean one thing. You have finally moved.
I have. I finally moved.
Congrats.
Yay.
Thank you. And I finally, like, it's official because I turned in the keys to the apartment. So for a minute, it was like we were sleeping here, but I was still going back to the apartment every single day to pack more, move, clean, all that. So it was a weight
I like that you called it
lifted.
sleeping.
Well, you know, my eyes were closed for a minute, so it counts, right? Yeah, so finally turned in the keys and it was surreal, but here we are. We spent so much time there, so it was happy but sad. So
How many years were you
we're
there?
excited. Almost 4.
Oh, wow. That's long for an
Yeah.
apartment.
Yeah, and Lewis and I have been together for 6.
Wow.
So that's where we spent most of the time, you know, with the girls and everything. So it was just a moment to stand back and take it in, and the whole place echoed and it was like so empty. It was a moment. But
Yeah.
now we're in the house and they have their own rooms and they get home and just, that's it. They go their separate ways, doors closed, like that's it.
Isn't
Minding
it
their own
great? That's the
business.
best part of like 5th grade and middle school is they just disappear.
I know.
You don't see them.
Oh, no, Sarah likes her kids, Scott.
I do.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
hanging out with them.
Yeah.
I'm always walking by. I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? What are we getting into? And they're like, doing our thing. I'm like, can I do whatever it is with you? I miss them. It's sad. But
They're like, no, ew, Sarah, go away.
I still had the entire house full of boxes, and for the 3rd time in, I don't know, an hour, I had one of the girls ask me, can my friend come over? Can my friend come over? Because last time I told her, your friends can start coming over when the house is actually like put together. Then I'm completely fine with it. But let me get everything kind of put together and not have everybody tripping over boxes. And so most of it has been put away now because I felt like I was going to end up the victim on an episode of 2020 if this child did not allow, you know, if she didn't get her friends to come over. So here we are.
That's awesome. I'm
I
so
will-
happy. Oh, go ahead.
I will say though, I thought I had an extra day, and
What-
you guys were going back and forth in the group text, and I kept hearing my phone going off, and I'm like, I know I'm missing something. And it's something important because you guys kept going back and forth. And I think I texted you guys back, probably 12 hours later at minimum,
Sounds about right.
because I thought that I had until Sunday to turn in my keys, which ultimately would have been Monday if you think about it, because the office is closed on Sunday. But then at work on Friday, I realized what the date was, and I had less than 24 hours to turn in my keys. So I had to go back to the apartment and scrub and clean and do everything in less than 10 hours.
Oh, that's so okay. That makes me anxious. But what makes me even more anxious is whenever I leave a hotel room, I even if I didn't sit on the couch, I start ripping up the seat cushions just to make sure no one else sat on the couch and nothing fell out of their pockets, right? Dude, were you like tearing things apart
Oh my God.
in the apartment, like making sure you didn't leave anything?
I
drawers
opened
and-
every single drawer and every
Yep.
single cabinet, especially after 4 years. I mean, you know, things could have gotten
Sure.
pushed back in the weirdest places.
And they
So-
probably did. You probably left a lot of stuff back there, Sarah.
But you know what? I had a moment.
Did you pull the
That-
refrigerator out behind there?
I not to look, but to clean.
Oh. 'Cause You,
Oh,
you have no idea
I-
how many things fall
I
behind
want my
refrigerators.
security deposit back. Okay. So I cleaned under, around, inside every single thing. But I had a realization that if it is something that's lost, it's probably been lost for a very long time. And therefore I don't need it anyways. So it can
It's a
belong
really
to
good
the
way to look at
apartment
things.
complex now.
I wish I could look at things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't look at everything like that.
Yeah, I was gonna
If
say-
I knew what it was that I lost, I'd probably be pissed. But whatever is like just floating around in there now, and I don't know what it is, it's fine.
Yeah. I'm mentally ill, so it's a little different.
Well,
I would start tearing up the floor.
in different ways. So.
I would start tearing up the floors. Like, what if I left something under this floor tile?
I probably used, I don't know, $50 worth of Lysol wipes in the apartment upon numerous other things, because that's my mental illness. Is I noticed every single particle of dust in every single corner. So I had to go. And then the office closes at 5:00. I showed up there at like 4:52 because I'm getting every minute of my freaking lease in. If I'm going to clean this place, I'm going to do it, because I thought there was more to the process. And then I show up and they're like, "Oh, where's your keys? Sign this paper that you turned in your keys. Okay, bye. Thanks." That was it.
She's like, no farewell basket. There's no party.
I could have showed up at 4:59. I could have got the extra time in, but
I've been a tenant for 4 years. Damn it.
Well, and then she looked at me and I said, "So when do I get, a notification on, what I might or might not get back for my deposit or whatever?" And she said, "Oh, well, if you guys clean the carpets, just give us a receipt. If not, we'll get it done and we'll deduct it and you'll get the rest back." I'm like, that's it? I could have left the place trashed, which wasn't the case to begin with, but we have a black cat, okay? There was fur everywhere. Like, I could have left it that way and still got my deposit back. My arms hurt. My legs hurt. Everything hurts.
Well, that's from something different. That was the celebration.
No, that just
sex.
doesn't help.
Oh. Well, I'm so excited for you. I'm glad you guys are finally moved in and all settled.
Thank you.
And then you didn't have to miss an episode because
exciting.
of things not being plugged in properly.
That's the main thing.
No, actually, I want you all to know that I had the setup ready for last Wednesday, and it was, I don't know, 8 hours before we were supposed to record, and Lewis was like, "Oh yeah, what are we doing tonight since you're not recording?" The entire computer was set up like I had a gun to my head by Scott. Like, make sure that it's ready by Wednesday, and here I am. I had an extra week. But it's fine, Scott. Yeah, I missed you guys.
Relationship, all of us.
We are.
Yeah. Totally definitely did not have a gun. It was that crazy N-word with the trigger.
Oh my God.
I don't think. No, I don't.
Go
I don't.
listen to the song. Okay?
Yeah, I don't think you could say that. Actually. Yeah, no, you can actually. That's actually.
If it makes you feel better to see it written instead of sung, there's probably a book about it. So there you go.
You guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Yes.
Yes.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Is it playing or what's happening?
No, we're good. It played already.
No, it didn't. I'm watching it right here.
It's 15 seconds. Why are you watching it? We told you your internet was bad. Why are you watching the stream on your computer?
Every week.
That's probably why you look like a potato again.
Oh, there it is. I'm so far behind.
Every 45 minutes behind.
Every week, Game Master Ryan brings us 2 news stories. One is from Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to determine which one is which. Take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located this week in front of my computer where I'm watching the D23 announcements. I guess I could have just listened to the No New Friends D23 recap episode, which is a totally original idea and totally didn't steal the idea from our podcast. But whatever, No New Friends is not a Disney podcast, apparently. Scott just uses Disney to lure in new listeners, which works way better than a van with free candy painted on the side of it. Anyways, it looks like we're getting an Encanto land in Animal Kingdom. I'm sure there's going to be a nice restaurant to go along with that. Speaking of which, Sarah said that she's married to a chef. Making quesadillas at Taco Bell does not make him a chef. He's no more of a chef than sandwich makers at Subway are artists. Scott said that land looks pretty cool in the artwork. Scott also said that Chris looks like a bus driver. Scott, I think you meant to say he looks like he lives in an abandoned bus down by the river. Speaking of Chris, I would like to see Chris and Scott race. First one under 300 pounds wins. I, for one, am glad that Chris is taking part in The Biggest Loser.
Thank you.
I just saw the movie Heavyweights the other day, and it took me an hour and a half to realize it wasn't a Chris Yob documentary. Wow. But if you're going to lose weight, Chris, you're going to have to avoid those adult Happy Meals at McDonald's. But Chris, I know you said you wanted to go back to McDonald's and get another one of those collectible cups so you can test the durability on it and then just throw it away when you're done. Scott was confused. He's used to the first one he gets as being the disposable one. Sorry, Darren. Speaking of Scott's fourth favorite child, Darren said he wanted to go get the Shrek cup from McDonald's. Not because it reminds him of his childhood, but quite the opposite. It reminds him of his father. Well, it looks like Monsters Inc. Land is going to have the first suspended ride at a Disney park. Kind of funny because Scott was the first guest to get suspended from the park. Well, I'm sure kids will love that ride. Speaking of kids, Scott has an app on his phone that'll track children. Well, his child on the bus. But then again, Scott's on an app that tells the parents of the other children that he's on a list. God help him. Chris said that God has a high body count. That's true. He's up there with Attila the Hun and Hillary Clinton. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and listen to the Destination Diz episode on D23 where they did a proper recap of D23. So while I do that, let's get into this week's Florida Man or Jersey Man. So for our first story, a man is accused of trying to kill a woman with a pair of scissors. And for our second story, a woman is charged with a hate crime after attacking a gay man.
All right. Nick, let's go with you first. The scissor killer and hate crime woman.
Definitely Florida for the hate crime.
Okay. Sarah?
Yeah, hate crime, Florida.
Chris?
I'm going to say hate crime, New Jersey. There's some pretty scary parts of New Jersey.
I'm also going to go. I think hate crime for a gay man, I think that's a misdirect. So I'm going hate crime.
Some weird
Jersey.
skinheads in New Jersey.
Yeah. All right. Let's find out the answer.
So our first story is from New Jersey, where a 42-year-old man is being criminally charged after police said he stabbed and wounded, pretty sure those are the same thing, a woman at a hotel. I don't know if I believe this, because I learned last week that scissoring isn't real. I always just heard it was harder for left-handed lesbians. So that means our second story is from Florida, where in Daytona Beach, a woman is facing multiple charges, including a charge labeled as a hate crime after she attacked and threatened a gay man and punched a cop during an arrest. According to the report, the couple was sitting at the hotel hot tub when the woman started splashing one of the men aggressively before punching one in the head and neck. This isn't the worst story I've heard about a gay man in a hot tub. The last gay man I know that used a hot tub ended up with a medical term I think is called dick farts. It's a condition where he literally farts out of his penis. Nick, this may need some explanation. And in other news, in Missouri, a bald eagle was thought to be hurt, but really was just too fat to fly away. This is the most American bird I've ever heard of. Anyways, that's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Sarah is sitting there going, wait a second. Did I splash someone in a hot tub?
You know, it's not that actually. So first of all, I got to know where it is. Okay, I have to know. And then second, it was at a hotel, which I've worked in more than one hotel in the area. So I got to know which hotel. And then on top of it, I've worked in the service industry in Daytona Beach for 14 years. I got to know if I know this person.
Yikes.
Like,
that was me on break.
I will see something on my news app that says Daytona Beach and I immediately click and I'm like, man, do I know this person? But I don't know her.
Oh, thank goodness. You know what's weird too?
Rough.
You know what's weird is the three of us are either from Florida or New Jersey.
That was Daytona Beach Shores.
We do little fist pumps when we're right about these things. Like, these are not things we should take pride in being in our states.
No.
We look so
I just want to be right. I just want to be
right. So deranged.
Well, I'm just surprised that a hate crime about a gay man would actually make news in Florida, because I feel like you guys would just be like,
we just like to call it crime. That's all.
Well, it says she also punched a cop, so maybe that's what really.
That's what
made the news.
That's actual news. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was in the Delta Hotel off of South Atlantic Avenue.
Oh my God, my friend used to be the front desk manager there. See, I know everybody.
I know everybody. I'm
at
so
that
popular.
Time, actually, no, I work too much.
Yes. Nick, there was something that was said in Jersey Man, Florida Man that I've got to circle back around, and that's dick farts. Okay. I feel like dick farts, I need an explanation.
That's what it sounds like when your dick farts.
Wait, is that a thing?
So what had happened was my husband has had the most crazy, insane health issues. Back in 2019, he, speaking of paralyzed, became fully paralyzed for a few weeks with a syndrome called GBS. He gained full recovery from that. After that, we started hearing some strange noises coming from when he was peeing. And it sounded like a fart. So right before a pandemic called COVID, he had to go have surgery because there's basically his penis was making fart noises.
Wow.
He had a fistula.
He had a fish stuck in there?
I don't.
What do you guys do?
The gays have gills, remember?
Maybe the dolphin's name is
By
Sean.
insertion.
Yeah. We were hanging out with a dolphin in France, and what happened?
Like about a blowhole.
He had some health issues where it was causing not to get too even more graphical than I already have been. There was some noises coming out and some other fluids coming out of his front area, and had to have surgery. And of course, right when he got out of the hospital, he got sent home with what we called a piss purse.
Nick, were you the surgeon by any chance?
No, we went to an actual doctor.
Wait, a piss purse?
A piss purse.
Yeah, so it's basically when you get a catheter put in you and you get sent home with a bag that you have to pee in.
I probably could have guessed that.
So we called it his piss purse.
Piss purse.
I love that.
So when he got sent home, actually this was after COVID was going on. This was the height of the second part of the pandemic where everybody was getting sick. So a few days later, he starts getting a fever.
Oh, God.
And so we go to the hospital because he just got out of the hospital because he just had surgeries for like making sure that there was nothing super worse that was happening. And that's when the nurse came back into the room in full hazmat suit and kicks me out of the hospital because my husband had COVID.
Oh, my God.
So everything was fine with the surgery. So he still got sent home with his piss purse. He got stuck in isolation. So meanwhile, I'm potty training a 3-year-old girl and also dealing with a husband who's in isolation while he's in our bedroom Googling how to pull out a piss purse.
Oh my God.
So, he took out his catheter by himself by watching a YouTube video. So you can find
YouTube?
Apparently you can find almost anything on the internet.
So for 25 cents a day, you can prevent dick farts.
So we started an OnlyFans, and times were rough. We had to pay for those hospital bills. So things are fine. Things healed, luckily. But if you feel like your penis is making noises, you might want to get it checked.
What if he didn't? Or he just like, what if it was like a superpower? What if he was Spider-Man?
It got very awkward in like public bathrooms at like an airport or
something. It was
something.
loud? Was it loud?
It was obvious, yeah.
Wow.
It was just so fun. So
it's not that big of a hole though.
He queefed.
Basically, that's what. So the reason Ryan brought it up is because we had a random conversation about it in our group chat with him, and now he likes to laugh about our piss purse and dick farts.
Wow.
So you're welcome.
If it's a gay queef, is it a queerf?
That's a good one.
This is what I love about our chat. I love Sydney. We're all making jokes about the dick fart, and Sydney's just, I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. Everything's healed. He's normal ish.
Normal-ish.
Now he's getting Botox in his throat for something else, but it's fine. Everything's fine.
Congratulations, Nick.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and tight. Great. Good for you.
Chris, how's The Biggest Loser going? And also, how's the weight loss going?
Wow, that was pretty messed up, Scott. It's pretty messed up.
You called me 4 eyes at the very beginning of the episode when I put my glasses on.
I can, unlike Bob Dylan, I can make like slurs towards people of the same category as myself.
You do
Works
have
for
dial-up.
Jews, too.
You do have like dial-up internet tonight, so it looks like you have like 12 eyes.
I
don't know what's up
At
with that.
times, definitely.
Looks like my child drew a face in that screen.
The biggest loser.
Your screen's fine. This is how I look.
You look like one of the Dudley boys. You know what I'm talking about? I gotta send you a picture. You're gonna crack up. Anyway, Slutsky's knows what I'm talking about. You look exactly like him. But anyway, Biggest Loser challenge is last week took a little bit of a pause because I was on vacation.
How long have you been doing this for?
Like 2 weeks. now 1 week. But so when I
1
came
week
back,
and you took a pause the first week.
So when I came back from vacation, I joined MyFitnessPal. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Do you guys know what MyFitnessPal is? The app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Not me.
So I know.
We can
So
tell.
Scott's like, I got Grubhub. Is that the same thing? So MyFitnessPal, you track all your calories of what you're eating and stuff. So I started a while ago. I started yesterday, and actually it was 2 days ago. So the first day it said I could have like 1,800 calories, something like that. And it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, I'm doing real good. I have like 700 calories today. That's it. She's like, that's like not good. Like that is not healthy. Like I'm trying to get the low score. Like I'm like playing golf. Like I'm trying to get like the lowest to 0. I'm trying to get into the negatives. Like I'm like taking extra walks and stuff. And so she did force me to like eat like an English muffin with peanut butter to get me over 1,000 for the day, which actually I looked up. I was actually killing myself by doing that.
Oh, wow.
It's not good. Yeah, that's a little dramatic. I just was not doing good. So anyway, malnutrition, I think is the word. So anyway, so that was the first day. Yesterday, I ate a pastrami sandwich. I was in North Jersey. So I had that for lunch. So many calories was in it. And I just had the other half for dinner because like, I can't eat anything else besides this. Ice water is very low in calories. So I've been eating a lot of ice and drinking a lot of water. It's crazy how you look at foods now. It's like I'll log something and be like, it's really offensive. Like I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning. I was like, let me get this chicken wrap. It doesn't look too bad for you. Calories not bad. It's like 280, right? And I log it, and they're like, you're allowed to have 2,000 milligrams of sodium. This was 1,200. So just watch yourself. It's like that's really bad because this was my first meal of the day. And I had 12. I don't know how much that is of sodium, but it sounds like a lot. If I had more than half my intake of, don't say fitness and sodium. You're like 50% sodium. So very jarring actually. So I'm doing the MyFitnessPal thing. I'll probably do that until the free trial's up. And then probably just go back to getting these collector's cups from McDonald's. It's really tough. That's what got me in trouble the first time was they brought those adult Happy Meals with the chicken nugget collectibles. I went there like 2 times a day on average to try to collect all of them. So the collector's cups are out. I do have 14 of them. There's 8 that you can collect. I have like 6 doubles. So if anybody wants to trade, hit me up. Yeah, so the Biggest Loser is going good. I stopped tracking after around 7 at night because that's when I start drinking. And if you look at like a bottle of alcohol, like there's no calories on that. So I'm pretty sure it's calorie free. Like, I have this bottle of whiskey right here. It just has a barcode.
Yeah.
It tells you the percentage of alcohol in it, and that's it. So I think these are all calorie free.
And you just it just gets peed out anyway. So
that's what I. It's my understanding. It was imported by. I mean, this is really funny. I live in New Jersey. For anyone listening, I just read this first. This is Irish whiskey, imported from Jersey City, New Jersey. That's really funny, actually.
That is very funny.
So anyway, 0 calories on alcohol. I'm under the impression of I'm not gonna. So I don't log any of that stuff. So I usually stop eating halfway through the day, just start drinking. And things have been going really good. I haven't lost any weight, but by the end of the night, I feel really good about it. So I haven't stepped on a scale yet, but things are feeling pretty good, Scott. Things are feeling pretty good. Yeah.
Happy to hear it.
No, you're not.
Not
You want me
really.
to gain weight. You're waiting for the day where it's like, oh yeah, check in with the Biggest Loser. I gained 5 pounds. You're just gonna like have a field day.
Oh, it'll be great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I edged today
Oh,
and burned like
congrats.
200 calories edging.
Wait. Like the gay edging?
Gay? No, I'm straight.
Straight
I don't have to
people
be gay
can
to
edge.
I edge.
Right.
Yeah.
So
No, I edged. It took me about an hour and a half of just straight edging. Early in the morning, it gets really hot to edge for that long. And I got up to 107 today in New Jersey in my car, apparently.
wait, you were
Edged
edging
in
in
the
your
car?
car?
No, but I went into my car I drove to Walmart after I edged. To
Okay.
get something to drink. On a sugar-free Red Bull kick. So another no-calorie thing must be good for you. But anyway, so
So
Yeah,
you're like
I
the
edged.
Energizer Bunny and edging.
absolutely.
I love
Well,
it.
after the fact, I like to edge and then do an upper. So anyway, I had to wake up early to edge because they said like the heat. Oops.
What are you doing
Uh,
edging outside?
So I edged and then I went outside and I had to do my lawn.
There it is.
Couldn't do that inside. Anyway, I did a horrible job. Like the edge of my lawn is like 6 inches in some spots. It's really bad. I'm learning though.
6 inches isn't bad.
I'm handicapped. I'm handicapped.
You can't say that.
I am. I'm handicapped.
You can't say handicapped.
I could probably apply. It's a handicap placard, Scott. What is
It's
it?
a disabled. We've been through this.
I don't think so. It's handicap parking.
It's disabled parking.
Anyway,
Chris, you got any cliff notes?
I have a few, Scott.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
For those of you who don't know about this, there was a dolphin that was sexually assaulting beachgoers in France. Now, this was very strange to people in France. It was kind of a shock. Now, the people in Miami, this was just Tyreek Hill.
Okay, Nick. Tyreek Hill is a football player for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
The gay dolphin?
No.
Nick?
Continue.
In other news, there was a cave collapse in Brazil. About 50 miners were buried beneath the earth. Now, upon hearing this, Scott immediately flew down to help. He was very disappointed when he found out that being a miner was their profession.
I feel like you told that joke before.
No, I literally just made it up tonight. I was like, that collapse didn't even happen. I was like, but that's a really good joke. God rest their imaginary souls. At the start of the show, Scott informed us that he has glasses. Now, I hate glasses because you can't lay on a pillow comfortably with glasses. That's why I hate them.
Take him
Scott hates wearing glasses because it puts him in a minority group. He's a glasses wearer now. He introduced us to his glasses and told us that they are progressives. Now, I already knew they were progressives because they're super taxing on your face. Good one. You think about it, right?
I like that one.
And lastly, I didn't have a lot tonight, but lastly, we talked about leaving things in hotel rooms. Now, the worst thing that I ever left in a hotel room was my wallet. Horrifying experience. The worst thing that Nick's husband, Sean, ever left in a hotel room was a paraplegic man. Put him back in his wheelchair. It's horrible.
Paraplegic? No.
Wow.
He definitely was not. He was, what did he have?
Paraplegia.
No.
Correct term. He was on his way. Anyway, those are my cliff notes.
Thank you so much, Chris. Paraplegic. It's cerebral
ALS,
palsy.
Was it ALS?
Cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it evolves.
It evolves. Okay.
I think it evolves to it's paraplegia.
It can
Sure.
be.
Yeah, I think it would be. Yeah.
So we've got some exciting dates coming up. October 2nd, we're going to be recording our episode 250, and we'll be joined, of course, by James Yon.
Who's in the middle of Pacific right now?
Is he really?
He's on a cruise on Norwegian Cruise. He's got a gig. He's doing stand-up comedy on Norwegian Cruise Lines. Pretty
Oh,
fun.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, so if you're in the middle of the ocean, please stop by and go see James on Norwegian Cruise Lines. And if you want to see James, book through Nick at stpapervacations.com to go see him live in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him. He's had so many things go on in his life, so can't wait to hear from him. And then I think October 9th will be our farewell to NNF recap episode, or farewell to No New Friends kind of recap episode.
Hosted
and then
by
October,
Remy from Remy's Roundtable.
What's that?
Hosted by Remy from Remy's Roundtable.
We could do a roundtable discussion. I like that.
I was
actually.
kidding. No, because I thought that would
Talk about theme parks.
I said that someone else would be on the show.
Then October 16th, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but October 23rd, because Nick's not going to be here on October 16th. So we're going to push the first episode of Parents Night Out will be October 23rd. But Sarah, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on the Instagram at Old Soul Thrift and on the TikTok at Super Sarah 94.
Nick?
Yeah, I'll be here, Scott.
Was that your pussy?
I had to check my calendar.
It was my cat.
You can find me at Emotional Support Gay Nick on Instagram and St. Piper Vacations on all social media platforms.
Chris?
You can find me at Chris Yob on Instagram and at Chris Yob NNF on TikTok. And thank you. I've actually had some people follow me on Instagram. That's the show. So I've been posting a lot of stories of my child. She's pretty cute. She's pretty cute. Some of my best work. So check me out on Instagram for cute babies. Cute babies.
Alex?
I'm not really on social media, but you can find my podcast and everything we post under Disneyverse, DIZNEYVERSE.
You can connect with us. All of our social media links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review and rating on Spotify, Apple, anywhere else you listen to your podcast. We go live every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time while we record this thing. And then also live Wednesday mornings at the parks on the TikTok. On behalf of Game Master Ryan, our producer Alex, Nick, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, bitches.
No new friends, just the old and the bold. In the world of gays, we're the ones you hold. Scott, Chris, Sarah, and Nick, a tale to be told. Welcome to the podcast where adulting unfolds. Where adulting unfolds. Where adulting unfolds.